Okay, what I want you ladies to write down really quickly. If AdvoCare starts and stops with me, it will never grow. If AdvoCare starts and stops with me, it will never grow. And I am so excited to get to talk to you ladies about the success system, because I truly know in the depths of my heart that I would not be here today if it weren't for the success system. If you got to hear our story with my sister, she was right there alongside of me every single step of the way. And here's the reality, if some of you ladies can relate, I had a full plate of life whenever AdvoCare was introduced to me, and like I shared before, the thought of answering all of the questions that I knew my friends and family were gonna have absolutely terrified me. And so whenever my sister said, hey, there's a success system in place, all you have to do is go share your story, invite them to see more, and I'm gonna be there to answer their questions. I thought, oh, thank goodness, because I don't wanna do that right now. I was just terrified of that. So what I wanna do is I wanna talk to you ladies and really think of farming. Because the first part of farming, what do? You plant the seed. That's your story. That is the first part of the success system. And so they're gonna put this slide up for you ladies, and you're gonna see this wheel of the success system. And it works if you work it. And so you want to make sure that the seed that you're planting with your story in that one-on-one setting is a story that is going to invite someone to learn more about what we do here at AdvoCare. You want to share a story, your vision, that's going to want them to get on the phone or get in front of your sponsor or your mentor to hear more about AdvoCare. And I have to write this down because my husband, y'all know Joe, he has such a great way of words. But what he said, one key factor of sharing your story is your purpose, because purpose fuels action, and action fuels the pipeline, which will be the lifeline of your business. And so that one-on-one is how we're gonna fill that pipeline. So we're having fun, we're having floaty dollar bills out here. So now we're gonna have fun and pretend like we're at the nail salon. I wanna give you ladies a real life example of how you can share your story in a one-on-one setting. And so Lauren is gonna be my friend here. So I was getting my nails done last week, and I was just talking to the woman beside me. And this is kind of how our conversation. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have fun here. Hey, how are you?
Good. I am exhausted though, and I'm already on my third doctor lecture of the day.
Oh my goodness, you have never heard of Spark, have you?
No, what is Spark?
Oh, girl, it has completely changed everything about my life. I tried Spark for the first time 5 years ago. It gave me energy to keep up with my 8-month-old, but here's what's great. It helped me kick my coffee habit. I ended up losing 28 pounds after getting started on these products in my first 2.5 months. And by the way, it pays us an extra income to help pay for groceries. I actually have one right here. Do you want to try it?
I want all of that.
Oh, yes. Awesome. Okay. So here's the key here. After you get this in here, yes, I still get nervous and shaking. The nerves don't leave. Okay, so I'm gonna shake it up, and as I'm shaking it up, I'm saying, seriously, you're gonna love this. This is mango strawberry flavor, it's fantastic. But here's the thing, I'm gonna call you in a couple of hours to see how you're feeling, because I know you're gonna love it.
And if I didn't just drink one, I would have downed this whole thing. This is amazing. I can get this from you?
Yes, you absolutely can. So here's my phone. Why don't you put your number in, so that way I can give you a call a little bit later and we can definitely chat more and see if this might be a fit for you.
Thank you.
So I kept the cap, because what's gonna happen if I give her the cap? Thanks for your drink. And she might put it away in her purse and never drink it. I'm gonna keep the cap so that way she can drink it. And here's also something that I really had to, really learn from. At first, whenever my sister told me, get their phone number, follow up with them, I thought, I don't want it to be weird. It's only weird if we make it weird. And so I literally, with this woman, I just said, here, put your number in my phone. And she did, because here's the reality. We as women, like we talked about at the beginning of today, we want to do life with people. And so here I am opening a relationship with someone. If AdvoCare's the answer for her, awesome. But at the end of the day, if I have added value to someone, that's what it's really about. And so now we're gonna talk about watering the seed. You water the seed by getting someone into the success system. The second part of that is going to be where you introduce your sponsor or your leader. And what I love about this part of AdvoCare with the 3-way phone calls or the 2-on-1s, I lived 6 hours away from my sister whenever I first got started. So 3-way phone calls is what we did all day, every day. And so what I did was I got to bring the credibility of the relationship, but my sister brought the credibility of AdvoCare. And so that's what the 3-way phone call and a 2-on-1 is all about. And again, it's not weird if we don't make it weird. Whenever someone started asking me questions, I didn't try to answer them and completely flub it, or I didn't say, let me get you on the phone with my sponsor, my leader. I just said, hey, I want to introduce you to my sister. She's the one that's been helping me. She is an expert on these products. She's actually helping me earn extra income as well. When's a great time that I can introduce you to her and she can answer all of your questions? And literally, that's how simple it was. And the cool thing about it is, as Kinley, whenever I first got started, as Kinley was taking naps or she's eating, I'm able to get on, introduce my sister. I put myself on mute because the last thing I want to do is have a screaming baby in the background or interject while she's trying to talk. I put myself on mute, and I get to learn along the way. And here's a great thing, too. If you are here to earn significant income with AdvoCare and you want to capitalize on the overrides and leadership bonuses and grow a team, the best way to learn how to do these kinds of things for your team members is getting your sponsor and your leader on the phone. Because here's the reality. As I started bringing on business builders and they wanted to put me on 3-way phone calls, I didn't stress because I knew how to answer the questions because I'd heard my sister do it so many times. And so then as you're sharing your story and planting the seed, you're doing 3-way phone calls and 2-on-1s. Then you get to start gathering people into your home, which is what we call a mixer. And what this is just a great way for someone to get a bigger picture of AdvoCare and get to hear more stories and get to get another layer of credibility. Because here's the reality of the success system. We are just peeling back layers. One time, I remember Danny McDaniel speaking at a training, and he talked about a baseball. And he said, at the core of every baseball, there's the core. But around it is yarn and yarn and yarn and yarn, and you've got that leather outing. So to get someone's core, you've got to get them into the success system and help pull back some of those layers and unwind some of those layers so that way you can get to the core and the heart of what AdvoCare could really be for them. And so after a mixer, we have a large event, just like what we're doing today. Is this not so much fun, getting to be with amazing women who want to empower you and want to pour into you? There are events just like this, business opportunity meetings, an opportunity for someone who, they've heard your story, they're on products, they've probably been to a mixer and been introduced to your leader or your sponsor, and they get to go sit at a business opportunity meeting and really see the grand picture of what AdvoCare is. And so that's what I want you to understand about the success system is it truly is a wheel. And maybe let's go back to mixer for a minute. Has anybody had a no-show mixer? You've been in the AdvoCare more than 2 minutes, probably so, right? So if you've had a no-show mixer, you're thinking, man, people just aren't coming. Take a step or two back and say, how many people have I been sharing my story with? How many people have I been getting in front of the person helping me? Because I will tell you right now, at the diamond level, I don't quit at the success system just because I've been in AdvoCare for 7 years. I still implement the success system because I don't want to bring on a brand new person, answer all their questions, and then think, I could never do that. But if they see me introduce them to someone else to answer the questions, and all I've done is made the introduction, I've made it very real to them. So now I'm going to go through the last part of that success system. And that is successful. You've heard it from the stories today. It is literally the event that people go to in AdvoCare if they want to make money. Lawyers go to law school. Doctors go to medical school. Successful distributors in AdvoCare go to successful because not only do you get equipped and you really get to learn about the products and the business, but you get around the fire. And here's the reality. There's a difference in a campfire and a bonfire. A campfire is a mixer or a team gathering where you get warm and you're loving it and AdvoCare is great and you're excited, but campfires eventually dwindle. I remember growing up in high school at the bonfires. Literally, they would light that thing for homecoming and it would burn for the whole week. That's successful. You're getting around the bonfire. And so with that being said, I want to talk really quickly about our calendar before I pass it over to Lauren. And really, honestly, you can gauge your business by looking at your calendar and what you're filling your time with. for me, like I said at the very beginning, it was a lot of three-way phone calls because I did live 6 hours away from my sister. And then once we moved to the Dallas area, we started incorporating mixers together. We started doing business opportunity meetings, but still continuing to share our story and do three-way phone calls. Then we moved to Florida, and I am like states away from my sister, so definitely not right there with me. But here's the reality. If you ever get to a point in your business, whether you're brand new or maybe you've been here for years, and you're thinking, man, I haven't quite gotten to where I wanted to be yet. I know that there's more. Always look at your calendar and understand whenever you're ready to run and truly move your business forward, you've got to fill it up with sharing your story, three-way phone calls, 2-on-1s, mixers, and the large events. And so what I want to do is I want to pass it over to Lauren because she's going to share with you ladies a totally different perspective that I think is going to really help y'all. So Lauren.
Well, that's amazing. And they